All right, before we go, here's a question. When you think about the term made in Singapore, what does it mean to you? And if you knew that something was locally made, would you buy and support the brand?
I think staying local is about showing the world what we can do.
Oh, that was J. Myers. It's one local maker which produces handmade leather goods. It's businesses like this that will be showcased at the Made in Singapore market happening this weekend. The event is organized by 4 final year undergrads from the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information at NTU. And they want Singaporeans to get to know and really appreciate products which are locally made. And one of them is here to tell us more about their event. Her name is Sophiel Fu. She's a co-founder of Makers of Singapore. So Sophiel, it's great having you in studio today. Thanks for coming. So your goal, quite simple, to get us to appreciate the value of something or product that's made in Singapore. So you have a few there. What sparked the interest in this?
So we're really inspired by the maker movement in the US, and also when we looked in Singapore, there are actually a lot of recent local initiatives such as U Factory and Temporium that are actually supporting local the craft scene. And so Makers of Singapore wants to complement these initiatives and also to kickstart a stream of consciousness towards locally made and crafted products. We want to get Singaporeans to start thinking and considering and also supporting the Made in Singapore tag.
Okay, so show me what you have there. Let's look at the gems first.
Okay,
Those
so
are gems, right?
Yeah, the gems are really cool because what's interesting about GSH Conserves is that they don't make usual gems such as strawberry or blueberry that you find at the supermarket. So they made things like passion fruit, and also dragon fruit and lychee. So these are really like familiar fruits that people know, but you don't think about them being made into a jam.
Right, so very local flavors for a very local palate.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But some people might argue that whatever is made locally, the quality might not measure up, or they think that it might be a bit too expensive. How are you trying to change this perception?
So like, when we started off this project, actually I also kind of had that perception like it's either very expensive or the quality doesn't measure up. But when we started looking into the different crafts and understanding more about the craft from talking to makers, we realized that the effort, the detail and attention to detail to these products are really will make you appreciate the craft and also make you willing to purchase that product.
So basically you're saying it's not where it's made, but it's about how it's made and all the time and effort put into it. So who are the makers that are taking part in the event and why did you choose them?
So we have about 14 makers taking part of the event. We chose them because we wanted to focus on makers who produce things in Singapore from start to finish, excluding the raw materials. So we have GSH Conserves, the jam. We have 3D printers, Tinker. We also have letterpress printing.
Okay, so those would be the 3D models that...
So these are 3D models printed by Tinker. So they are actually, they do 3D printing and they're very design-centric duo. So one of the things they shared with us is that their concept of 3D printing is that you can print anything that you can digitally recreate. So basically, your creativity is only limited by your imagination.
Okay, but it's not just creativity. I mean, a lot of big lessons need to be learnt as well, especially for young entrepreneurs. So you recently held a forum about the importance of business acumen. And one thing that came out of it is that strong ideas won't necessarily pay the bills. So you need to do your numbers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So one of the speakers at the forum was Jasmine Tuan, the founder of Black Market, who has a store that supports local fashion designers. So one of the things she said was that passion is great. It's really great, but it isn't enough. So what you have to do is that you have to keep in mind about accounting, the bookkeeping, and also about the marketing of your product. You can't purely focus on passion of your craft.
Okay, so how do you intend to keep this initiative running? Plans to expand this on a bigger scale in the future?
Yeah. So initially when we started off, we started approaching makers, but when we gained momentum about Makers of Singapore, people started coming to us as well. So we realized that there are actually a lot of pockets of people out there who are doing great things. So what we want to do is we want to include these people and grow the number of makers we have on Makers in Singapore.
Very inspiring, and we wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in. And that was Sophiel. Of course, if you're interested in the event, you can head down to the National Design Centre this weekend. And for more information, that's the website right there on the screen. And before we go,